and thank you so much for joining. And just give me a minute to share this on my Facebook page. Just one second. Right. Okay. Okay, Dr. Rivas, I'm not able to put it on your page, so you might have to take this from my personal page and put it
Yeah.
on your page.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you. I think there's some restrictions. Mhm. So I have it on my Facebook page, and then you can. Yes. Good morning, everyone. Just give us 1 minute. We're starting right on 9:30, and we have 2 more minutes to get this started. And so, great. Hello, Jessica. You're right here from Canada. Thank you so much for being
Yeah.
here. It's so good to see you. I can see a lot more people online, but if you're not directly on my page, I might not be able to see your name right away. But I do thank you and I appreciate you making out time to be here. Hello, Morel from London, UK. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, we are ready to get this party started. Hello, Esther from Nigeria. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Ben from Canada. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Okay. Hello, G from Malaysia. Thank you so much for being here. Dr. Rivers, we're going global today because
Perfect.
Dr. Rivers is in the house, so everyone is here. Ah, this is going to be fun. So we are just about to get this started. Yes, thank you so much. I guess that we're able to see this. If you're able to hear me loud and clear, just give us a thumbs up. If you can hear me and you can hear Dr. Rivers, just give us a thumbs up. Let's be sure that our mics are working perfectly. Give us a thumbs up in the comment box below if you can hear us. Thank you. So you're welcome to the Civilized Presence, and you are in the right place at the right time. It is Monday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Yes, we had to be on time because Dr. Rivers is here. We couldn't be late today. Thank you so much, Dr. Rivers. I
Right.
know that it's very early where you were. It's 3 hours behind, and I really appreciate you making this commitment and sacrifice to be here. This means so much to all of us, and we're looking forward to learn a lot from you today.
Thank
Yes, so thank you so much. Welcome, everyone from Malaysia, Canada, Nigeria, Ghana. I can see you, London, UK. Thank you. Virginia, thank you so much for being here. If this is your very first time, we're here every Mondays and Fridays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you want to be part of what we do, you can follow us on our business Facebook page, it's So Unique Experts. We're also on Instagram on So Unique Experts. And if you want to learn more about what we do, you can visit our website at www.thecivilityacademy.com. So we started this online series in the month of April, and today is session number 35. And I am so excited and, honored all of you are always being here every Mondays and Fridays because without you, the show will not go on. So thank you. It's here every Mondays and Fridays. Like I said, a lot of times we have guests from different parts of the world. Sometimes I take the sessions alone, but last week we had four different guests. This is because the week before I had to be at the conference and we missed two sessions. So last week we had four. So just in case you missed the four or you missed two, please go back and you can have access to it on our replay. Hello, Jeever. Thank you so much from Malaysia. Thank you for being here. So, guys, we're going to get this party started. If this is your very first time or you've never met me before, my name is Louisa Akaiso, and I am a certified master civility trainer, a golden rule civility statesman, and a leadership expert. If you want to know what I do, I work confidently with leaders and professionals that place great importance in themselves and their reputation. And that's going to be you this morning because you made out time to be here just to be part of the civility party. Thank you so much. There's so much messages jumping in, Dr. Rivers. People are sending a lot of messages in my inbox. Guys, please come online. Do not send the messages in my inbox because we have a lot to do in 30 minutes. So I cannot go off the screen to go and do something else. But I appreciate you, and Dr. Rivers is happy to have you. So come online and come with all of your questions. Now, you are here because you have an interest in this topic, and thank you. But you might have people on your network who are interested as well. Could you please love this video, like us, share it on your page, on your personal page, on your business page, or your personal groups, and we will really appreciate it. And together we can build a community of like-minded individuals and just continue having this conversation every Mondays and Fridays. Now, if you want to know what is this Facebook series all about, the main focus really is to help restore civility through meaningful and constructive conversations. And like I said, we've been doing this from the month of April. And what we're really trying to do is breaking it down into tiny little bits and just for you to see how easy it is for you to be civil. Now, it's not just for a few group of talented people or well-skilled people, it's for all of us. It's as easy as saying please and thank you, or even just smile or say good morning. Now, my first question to you today would be, how many of you got a chance to even say hello to the person next to you? Some of us struggle with saying hi to our neighbors, and it is not too late. You can get started after the session. Go back to your neighbor and say hello. So thank you so much for being here. I can see all of you jumping on in. I can see my great friend Stella from DC. Thank you. I can see Maria from Florida. Thank you so much. So we do not have that much time, and we want to get as much as we can from Dr. Rivers. So we're just going to jump right in. For the month of May, we had the Global Civility Awareness Month, and we had a 31 days challenge. And that was fun. If you were not part of it, it's not too late. For the month of June, we had the Kindness Community. Jacqueline Moore, she was here, and we started the Kindness Challenge. And this month, really, we've been working so much with the youth, families, and parents, just because the young people are going back to school. So we spent so much time trying to add value to them. And if you had missed any of the sessions, that is fine. You can always have access to it on replay. And I'm also transferring these videos to our YouTube channel, where it will be a lot easier for you to be able to access any of the videos in time past, because we're at session number 35 and it can get lost if we do not do that. So we're already transferring that. Now, just before I hand this over to our honored guests, I would love to share with you what the definition of civility is. And usually we start with the one from Civility Experts Worldwide, where I'm one of the affiliates. And that definition would be civility is a conscious awareness of the impact of one's thoughts, actions, words, and intentions on others, combined with a continuous acknowledgement of one's responsibility to ease the experience of others through restraint, kindness, non-judgment, respect, and courtesy, and a consistent effort to adopt and exhibit civil behavior as a non-negotiable point of one's character. Now, if you're sitting there and saying, Louisa, this is a lot. Yes, it is. Now, I just want you to go back from this session knowing one special thing, that civility is focused on positive people's treatment. It is your responsibility to continuously ease the experience of other people. Pay attention to the person next to you. Apologize earnestly if you have to do so, and refrain from idle complaints. Those are some of the things that gets people into arguments and just having a terrible or toxic relationship. Try to refrain from them. So if you've never done any of this, it's not too late. You can learn and you can be here with us every Mondays and Fridays. We try to share a lot of tips on how you can be civil. Moving on. So I'm just going to introduce you guys to our guest for today. He is very special to us. Some of you might already know him, Dr. Clyde Rivers. But for those of you who did not get a chance to have a look at the flyer or see my post, our special guest for today is Ambassador Dr. Clyde Rivers. And he is an American ambassador for the Republic of Burundi. And in 2017, Ambassador Dr. Clyde Rivers won the United States President's Lifetime Achievement Award. He is the spokesperson for the World Civility Day and also the president and founder of I Change Nations. It's important that you know that his organization has a mission to bring the message of Golden Rule people's treatment, honor, and civil discourse to the world. He is an author. We're going to talk a little bit about some of his books, but I think the one that's very special to me right now is When Histories Collide. So as soon as we're done with this session, I'm going to share a link with you, and you can just jump on and place an order and get your copy right after the session. So, can we all just say hello to Dr. Rivers right there in the comment box below? Dr. Rivers, thank you so much for being here. Can you say hello to the audience, please?
Thank you, Louisa. Audience, I'm so honored to have you here. It's going to be a great show.
Thank you. So, as you had said, the title for today, or the topic that we're working on today, is listening for a change. So, Dr. Rivers, like it is our culture on this show, the first thing we're going to ask is what does civility mean to you and what is Golden Rule civility? Can you explain that to the audience? Over to you.
Yes, golden rule civility is this. If we, first of all, is having kindness towards others, and then it is treating people the way that we want to be treated.
Hamilton Better Charlie's first Science. Can I help you?
That's what golden rule civility is.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we have from the audience, Jessica says, congratulations on your newest book. Yes, Jessica, and you can order that right away. It's available right on this show. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, our second question to you, Dr. Rivers, would be what is the main issue? I mean, we're talking about listening for a change. So, what do you think is a major issue that's confronting the world today, especially that you have a lot of exposure with traveling and working with world leaders? Over to you, Dr. Rivers.
Yes, what I see that's taking place in the world, man, people want to make everything about. Now, many issues in the world do involve race, so I'm not ignorant of that as well. But I go into countries to where people are the same skin color. I will
Mm,
sit among families, and in every place I go, there's
That's your
division.
current counsel for
Right.
that charge.
So what that told me, I go, well, it's obviously it's actually more than opposite skin colors. If I go to countries and you have the exact same skin color fighting each other, and in some cases, in
Let me see if she's
families
available, Mr.
that aren't
Martinez.
getting along. So, Louisa, what that showed me, I went deeper. I said, what is this? And what I discovered is historical collision. And I'm going to explain that for us. If you don't mind, I'll explain that.
mhm,
It, my history is my truth. Another person's history is their truth. So as we look at various issues, what ends up happening is I'm going to look at it from my historical lens, and they're
mm.
going to look at it from their
Mr.
historical lens.
Martinez, she's not available.
And if our lenses are
He
not
left in a
the
message. I think
same,
he called
then our
multiple times last week. Did you
will
leave
collide
that
as
information
we
in
look.
voicemail last week regarding your
That makes sense, Louisa.
counsel?
Yes, absolutely.
So at that point, we have to say, great, I have to listen to you because and this is what I see happen. people make each other feel like their histories are not valid. Well, my
Mm.
history is my truth, whether it's right or wrong, it's my truth. And your history is your truth, whether you're right or wrong. So our histories are colliding. So when histories are colliding, we have to listen
Right,
to
Josh.
each
So
other
let me
for
hear
change.
what that offer
Mm.
to discuss, your
Mm.
case or your
Perfect.
I do
Thank you
apologize.
so much,
Did
Dr.
you
Rivers.
did you
And
also leave a
how can
voicemail?
listening
No, I understand.
influence, facilitate, catalyze, and eventually produce change?
Yeah. It's one of the most important things because, first of all, as I realize that our histories are colliding,
If you could watch your language, that would be appreciated.
because
Let me go
someone
ahead and
can
connect you to her voicemail. She can get that right away once she's out of work.
I think we're losing you for a minute.
How are you?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm saying is,
Yes.
as history collide, if I know that this person's history isn't mine, it takes away the anger when the person doesn't
She
understand.
had an
So now
estate.
I'm listening
She had worked on
a
her house
good heart to
a
hear
while
what
back. She didn't give me
perspective
the
is.
tape, but she said that
When I hear their perspective, there's something in their perspective that I can
well, she's saying that parts of her reports are coming up and she wants to speak to somebody about
Something is going on with your line. The connection is a little, I don't know what's going on. Um, can we try again? Because I think we didn't really get the answer to that
yes,
question.
yes. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
It is better now. I
Okay.
think it's just
Okay.
a connection.
What I said is this: when when histories collide, my my history is my truth, and your history is your truth. So
Hmm.
now, if I have an understanding,
all right, I did say you might be calling her back because I
I'm
thought
more
that you
open
handled
to
that sort of thing,
hear
so I apologize. She
your
might say that.
your like narrative. I'm open to hear it now because I realize that is your history and it's unique. So now
Mm.
here and I can listen for some area where I can connect in so we can move it forward. So now I'm listening without being defensive. I'm listening
Oh my
for a
goodness.
step to move forward.
I'm sorry.
Thank you so much. The audience, if you can
All
hear
right,
Dr.
Stacey, might
Rivers,
have you
please let
again.
me know. Can you just comment in the box below? I kind of missed him for a bit, but I don't know if it's from my end. But if you can hear him clearly, please comment in the box below. We need to know that this is your part of what we're doing here. So please just comment in the box below if you can hear him. And if you heard that what he just contributed, please comment in the box below. And we're ready to continue. Thank you so much for being here. So we're just going to continue, Dr. Rivers, just before we get, okay. So I can have a comment, or one person can hear it. Kind of it seems like maybe your audio is a little, can you increase your audio a bit, please?
Yeah.
From my end, okay, Jiva says yes. So now Jiva says yes from Malaysia. We're good to go. Thank you, Jiva. Okay, so Dr. Rivers, where do you see the actual world heading to right now with your travel around the world? I know that there's so much going on in terms of race. And when I saw your book and the concept, I thought this was so interesting. It got me thinking. I said, Dr. Rivers is here again. What is he doing this time? What is the message? And I thought it is just a great way to look at it. It was a lot more easier to chew for me. I don't know about other people. So where do you see the world heading to at this time?
Where I see it's heading to where it's going to have to dialogue. The
Right.
very next season around the world will be civil discourse.
Mm.
Because at a certain point, when a house is divided, it can't stand. And at a certain point, people they realize if we're going to move forward, we have to sit down at the table of dialogue and we have to talk. But this time, as we talk, we're going to understand the difference is our histories have collided. So I'm
Mm.
not angry at you because your experience isn't the same as mine now, or their experience is different. So now, what that does, it puts us at the table to where we are learning from each other. So now
Hmm.
make up and see in the book I talk about um, success is this that it's the next positive step forward. That's success. So, in my opinion, people look to conquer the whole thing, but they will conquer it one step of agreement with an action plan at a time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rivers. Thank you. And audience, please send in your questions right away, and I will forward it to Dr. Rivers. You can start posting any questions that you have with relations to when histories collide and listening for a change. Whatever you've gotten from the content, please leave it in the box below, and I can forward it to Dr. Rivers right away. Now, Dr. Rivers, how can we resolve the conflicts that may arise when histories collide? Over to you.
I think when every individual stands, even in families, in,
Mm,
in families, in communities, in different countries, when you understand that everyone's historical life experience is different,
mm,
that just opens me up to hear, because I know that your experience is not going to be like mine.
mm,
So if we look at the world right now, people want everyone to have to believe just like them. That's unrealistic because my experience isn't the exact same as yours. So
mm.
what happens when histories collide? It goes great. So I'm going. If I have a debate, I'm going. Great. Wait, our histories are colliding. I'm not angry at you. My history is not the same as yours. So have collided. So now, come on. Now I'm willing to open my heart and hear what you have to say, because your history is going to enhance my knowledge base.
That's correct. So, guys, we're talking about listening for change and what it simply means when histories collide. And I was so excited, and I'm still very excited about this concept with Dr. Rivers, because I would be able to share it with a lot more people when talking about. Race and conflict resolutions. I just love this topic, and I am waiting impatiently for my book to arrive so that I can so that I can begin to talk more about the contents of the book. But just moving along, thank you. We can see that more people are joining us, and I will acknowledge you. Hello, Coco from Virginia. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Dee from Virginia. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, David from Virginia. Thank you so much for being here. So we're just going to continue. And if you have a comment, please leave it in the box below. If you have a question, leave it in the box below, because this is the right person to answer the questions. I know that I have so many questions afterwards, and I don't want to be answering these questions. I want to give it to Dr. Rivers so that I can learn. So bring it on down right here on the show. So, Dr. Rivers, I have another question for you. Hello, Joanne from Malaysia. Thank you so much for being here. Now, when histories collide, why is it important to own your own history? Over to you.
Yeah. It's very important because our histories are our truth. And this is the one thing that I've seen when someone tells me that my history isn't valid. It's so offensive, because my history is valid for my life and as
Mm,
well as theirs. So the fact that I own my history means I'm actually proud of my experience and actually what I've learned. So if you make it seem like it's not valid, now that's a whole nother argument that people engage. So I tell people, own your history, but as you take ownership of it, make sure that another person's history may not be like yours. So I'm going to honor them with actually go to dialogue. I'm going to listen to what they have to say, and then I'm going to find a way that we can move forward.
mm. Dialogue is very important from what we're getting from today. Hello, Rajan from South Africa. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Blessing. Yeah, I think you're from London, UK. Thank you. Guys, can you just leave where you're calling from? I would love to acknowledge you. Some of you, I cannot see your name right away, but I appreciate you jumping on to be part of this session. So, Dr. Rivers, I have another question for you.
Yes.
Because the expert is in the house, I'm going to ask as much questions as I can. So, why is it important? And now this question relates to policy making, because I know all the work that you're doing with several nations all over the world and world leaders. Now, my greatest wish is to see civility being applied in policy making. And please, can you explain to our audience, because we have audience from different parts of the world that are represented here, why is it important for us to get civility into policy making? Over to you, Dr. Rivers.
It's so critical that we get civility in the policy. This is what I tell people. There's 7.7 billion people in the world. 7% of those people have access to what I call higher education.
Mm,
93% of the people in the world don't have access to higher education, but they have gifts and talents. So
mm,
we're able to bring civility into policy. Those people have the ability to bring their contribution to the world. Think
mm,
about it for a second. 7% of the people are actual governing, putting the perspectives that 100% of the world. And I'm saying we have one of the greatest failures in the world now because other people with gifts that may be abused, mistreated in countries because there's incivility in policy. We have to
mm.
the gap. What would a world look like if 93% of the people had the ability to bring their country to the table? Game changer.
Mm, mm. Thank you. I have two more questions for you, and we will wrap this up. Now, I have a lot of young people watching because the month of August, we were doing so much with the young adults.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of them would be very interested to know how easy or how possible it is for them to get to where you are today as a world leader. I know it's a lot of work. You have done so much, but how can you encourage the young person who is watching you today and just wishing that they could be Dr. Rivers tomorrow?
If you want, look for a problem in the world and solve it. Look at the issues of the world. Find a solution and help people. You have to verbally engineer social
Yes, okay.
change.
I did the
Every
create one, and I
social
just want
change,
you to see how.
somebody establishes a different language, which creates a new narrative, and that narrative gets into policy and changes the world.
Good
So
morning. Good morning. You're
every
with Crystal
young
Gold.
person
Oh,
look
thank
at
you.
the issue, but it's important that it's verbally engineered. And when you verbally engineer it, it will change our society if you stick with it long enough.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, I do know that we're launching, you're working together with Dr. Lou Bayer to launch the Golden Rule Civility Initiative, and that's coming up on September 22nd. Can you tell the audience a little bit about this initiative and what is the main focus and what are the exciting things that are coming up with
Oh,
this?
we're so excited about this initiative because what it's doing is this. We we want to teach the whole world the philosophy of the golden rule, but give them the skill set of civility. So
Mm,
what I do, Dr. Lou and I, we're looking to establish this initiative in every nation of the world to where it's mandatory for every school to have to teach kids golden rule civility. And this thing it'll take off in nations of the world because now what Louisa, what I believe now, nations are hurting bad enough now to where they want real answers. Manipulation
mm,
is no longer working. You have to treat the creation, the people right. I tell
mm,
every leader, I said, look at here. If you mistreat the people that God created, you have a golden rule infraction with God. It says if you love your neighbor as yourself, that country will live under the law of liberty. If
mm,
you mistreat people, that country lives under the law of transgression. So I told one guy, I said, look, I said, it's okay. The people may have voted you in office, but if you mistreat people, that's a God infraction, and God
mm.
won't it. So make sure that you value the currency of God, which is people. And he just was shocked. He goes, I never heard. Well, someone should have told you a long time ago, sir.
Dr. Rivers. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being here. We have learned so much from this session. I just want to say that we have the Girl Blaze program that is coming up for ages 5 to 10, guys, and we're using the Golden Rule Civility curriculum. And this program is totally free from ages 5 to 10, ages 5 to 8. And please, all we need from you is just to register your children to be part of this training. We will be having this, we'll have the videos on YouTube just for a short period of time. So be sure to jump on in with your children and just be part of this sessions. You don't want to miss it because this is free. And please say thank you to Dr. Rivers because they made this available. And this is a give back program to ages 5 to 8 or ages 5 to 10. And you can be part of this program. It's not going to be there forever. So make sure that you send me an email if you're interested. Dr. Rivers, we have a question right here on the line. And the question is the late United Nations General Assembly last year, Secretary General Kofi Annan declared that all nations must come to accept that state sovereignty is superseded by what he calls individual sovereignty, and that the UN has a mandate from the peoples, not the government of the United Nations. How does this apply to when histories collide? Over to you, Dr. Rivers.
When part of the issue that I feel in the world is, again, I said 7% of the people that have a higher education pretty much set the policies that take place in the world. But what happens is this countries are now breaking free from from the colonial concepts. And what's happened is it's a struggle as they discover their own independence. But the independence and the like sovereignty is taking place right now in these countries. So it's like lack of better words, it's an overthrow of perception, and now these countries are coming into their own knowledge because of this. Louisa. There was a reason where in the world the actual smartest system that we have in America is our scholarship. We get the best people from around the world, but those people have now trained here. They've trained in Western uh, and now they're going back to their countries with a different understanding. So the countries are being changed now because a new mentality is coming into the countries. So the countries are able to stand and speak now. So the countries are literally taking their sovereignty back. No one's giving it; they're actually taking it back with the education, and they are now building their own nation.
Mm. Great. Thank you so much, Dr. D. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much. And if you still have a question, viewers, please leave it in the comment box below and you can get it answered just as easy as that. Okay? If you send this afterwards, then you're probably going to wait a little bit and I have to forward it to Dr. Rivers. And he has such a busy schedule. So, right now, when he's here and he's about to leave in a couple of minutes, leave your comment and your question. There's another question here. How do we handle or manage the histories that are to come? That's
Uh,
another question.
And I think if we could get when histories collide into every education system, because what it does, it makes you value your history and then you'll value another person's history. So,
Mm,
the big issue is this: if I know my history is special and special to me, now I'm going to understand that another person's history is just as special to them. So when issues come up, I am prepared to have a good conversation because I value my history and I
mhm.
realize somebody else's is different. This is why when histories collide, it's so important because watch this here, Louisa. You may grow up in the same family and be at odds with a family member. Why? Because your historical experience growing up is different person that grew up in the same house with you. So that's
Mm,
why families have division today. So what it is, all over the world, be it different races, be it same skin color in different countries, are divided, but it's only natural because everyone is made unique. So I have a unique history. So my
Mm.
histories collide every day with people. And when I understand that it's not a bad thing, that we have to listen to each other for a change when our histories collide.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rivers. I know that we have used up all your time, but just before we leave, guys, I just want you to know that Civility Academy has already been receiving a lot of contributions from our viewers, and I want to say thank you so much. If you are in the DMV area and you would like to have pastries and food distributed to your organization, or if you have a group of the less privileged people, we're happy to support them because we just have all of this food coming in and I need to be able to send them somewhere. So thank you to Dr. Stafford for all of your donations. I really appreciate you. And it's important that you know that we have a Train the Trainer program that is coming up soon in Virginia and London, UK, in Winnipeg, and in Dubai later on this year. So if you are interested in this, and this is for individuals and professionals that are interested in acquiring a certification in civility at work or courtesy coach. Courtesy coach is civility for the young people. So if you wanted to become a confidence, courage, and courtesy coach, you're in the right place. Please send me an email at Louisa at the civilityacademy.com. Or you can visit our website. It's www.thecivilityacademy.com. So I know that we have a few people who just jumped in line. Ella from Virginia, and a lot more other people that I cannot see right now. Dr. Brand, hey, welcome. It's good to have you. But we are at the top of the hour and we have to let Dr. Rivers go. Dr. Rivers, thank you so much
Louisa, thank you. Louisa, may I
for
say,
being here. Yes,
all you civilians, let's create the new narrative that the world follows. Let's
that's right.
engineer a narrative and they will follow because they're hurting. We need the pioneers of a civility narrative that changes the world.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rivers. Another question jumped in. Look at that. Okay.
I don't care if you. I know you're busy. I can answer.
No, I'm not busy for you. It's good to have you in the house. So the question is, how can a balance of power between stronger histories and weaker histories be achieved or attained?
What I have is the only way to real answers is true dialogue. I think there are histories that have had more economic and that
And you can ask for
but
me
at the
in
end
the
of
front
the
desk.
day, if we're in a community, we
All
have
right. Thank you, Mr. Kim. Look forward to
I think your connection is bad again, Dr. Rivers.
You're welcome.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Okay, because I had someone complaining, said I cannot hear it. Oh my God, I cannot hear. You're fine, Ella. Dr. Rivers is still
Yeah.
here. Okay,
Doing well.
maybe it's the connection.
Is that better?
Yes, it's better.
Okay. What I believe happens is our history, they are weaker or stronger,
What time did you
had
get
more economics.
it?
So
Mm,
issue of economy. So if people that are in poverty have a voice at the table with other people, and it's a true voice,
All
we have
right, we're all set tomorrow from
to
9:30
move
to
forward
11:30.
with truth, with truth.
mm.
You're welcome. We look forward to seeing you then.
Without true discourse, we actually live an illusion, and an illusion doesn't solve the problem. So what happens if we
Um,
I can share my truth and you share your truth, and we agree on a step forward, that's going to make it better for everyone.
Thank you. And Ella from Virginia, if you cannot hear us right now, maybe it's your connection. You can try logging off and logging back in, but unfortunately, you would have to have access to this on replay. And if you still have a question just after you've gone through the video, you can leave it below and I'll forward it to Dr. Rivers. And Juan says, thank you. Thank you, Juan, for staying up awake to be part of the session. Thank you. So, Dr. Rivers, I'm just going to say a big thank you for making out time to be here with us. And we hope to see you again. And guys, I'm going to leave the link to his book on Amazon, When Histories Collide. So rush up to Amazon and grab your copy right away. So that another time that we have a session talking about this, you will have a lot more questions because you would have read the book. Okay, guys? Thank you so much. So it's the top of the hour. I hate to let you go, but we have to go now. We have another session on Fridays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Dr. Brand says, true, we must talk with one another, not screaming or placing blame on the person you're talking to. Admit your shortcomings because we all have faults. So now be a part of the solution. Thank you so much, Branch, for that contribution.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Rivers, thank you so much. I know that we have to go now, and we hope to see you again. Thank you, viewers. Bye for now. Thank you.